Welcome to T2U Students Ask. Today's topic will be income statements, and this will be a basic how-to. How to get started. First step is to draw the table. Then copy all the information which was provided into your table and use only the nominal section. We don't use a balance sheet to set up an income statement. Here's an example of a table. This is what you would set up at the beginning. This can sometimes differ, as you might have different operating expenses in your question. But these basics will more or less stay the same. Here's some information as an example of a question. We're going to use this and do a little exercise together. As I said previously, the balance sheet will not be used. Only the nominal section will be used for an income statement. In step 2 of getting started, you would copy the information from the nominal section to your table that you created. Always use a very clear heading stating that this is the income statement for this business, in our case Branch Lodge, for the year end, and in this instance the year end of 28 February 2022. We will copy in the information from the nominal section, like sales will be put with sales. Opening inventory, we put in purchases, cost of in closing inventory, which will give us our cost of sales amount. All of the information provided, like salaries, advertising, water and electricity, these we will fill in. Sometimes the interest expense will be given in the table with the nominal section, and sometimes it will be given in the question. Always make sure to add this information into your table as well. Doing the actual calculation for our income statement, the first step is taking our sales amount, which we copied from the nominal section. Then we have to calculate our cost of sales. We would take the opening inventory plus the purchases minus the closing inventory will give us our cost of sales amount. Then we will take our sales amount and deduct the cost of sales, giving us the gross profit. To calculate the operational expenses, we add up all of the operational expenses together to give us the total. We will then deduct the operational expenses from the gross profit, giving us the amount of earnings before tax and interest. The last step is to take our earnings before tax and interest and then deduct tax and then deduct interest, giving us our earnings after tax and interest, or the net profit. Let's do this exercise together. In any point of time, please pause the video if you would like to follow along and catch up with your writing. The first step in getting started would be to set up our table. Remember to give your table the appropriate heading. Then fill in all the information given from the nominal section. This basic template will always be used. We will copy over our sales amount, the information needed to calculate the cost of sales. We will then also copy over all of our operating expenses, and we will copy over the interest expense. Sometimes the interest expense will be given in the question sentence and not in the nominal section table. The first thing we're going to look at is calculating our cost of sales. We are going to take the opening inventory and add purchases. Then we will be deducting the closing inventory. When making deductions, always put your amount in brackets so that you know to deduct. This will give us the total cost of sales. Then we are going to use these amounts, taking sales and deduct the cost of sales to give us gross profit. This gross profit amount will then be used further. We are going to have to deduct the operating expenses from gross profit. We are going to add all of the operating expenses provided in our questions information to give us a total operating expenses. This we will be deducting from the gross profit. This will then give us earnings before tax. Now we will be deducting our interest expense from earnings before tax. Sometimes we will also say earnings before tax and interest. This will be giving us earnings before tax only. Then we're going to have to calculate our taxation. The taxation of 15% can sometimes be changed in a question to 10%, 5%, or any other amount. Please read your questions carefully. To calculate our taxation amount, we will have to find 15% of the earnings before tax amount. Using a scientific calculator, you can type in 15 over 100 times the earnings before tax amount. A faster way to do this is to type in 0.15 times the tax amount. And that would give us our total of tax. Now we would deduct the tax amount from the earnings before tax amount. And this will give us our earnings after tax, which is also called our net profit. Well done! You can later re-watch this video, try it on your own, and then check your answers. You can also practice at home by changing the amounts in the nominal section and creating your own exercise at home. I hope the breakdown of the steps to creating an income statement really helped you. Please like and subscribe for more information like this at T2U Students Ask.